Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gap where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello,
Ayun.
good afternoon po.
Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon to all of our online viewers, to our teachers out there, and to those who are watching our ETUlay session. Good afternoon to all of you. And
Yes.
welcome to another English 9 ETUlay online tutorial. And I'm your tutor, Ellie from SDO Camarines Sur.
And I am your tutor Joe
Yes.
from SDO Nueva Vizcaya. We would like also
Ayun.
to greet one of our students, Grazer Ni. Echo yan. Ayan, medyo mahirap i-pronounce yung pangalan.
Kaya mo yung
Yeah,
tutor.
kanina pa siya nandito. Actually,
Really? Ayun.
yes,
Oo.
Grazer Ni. Ayan. Tapos,
Ah,
andito na rin po pala si
mhm.
Ashley Rank. Hello, Ashley.
Ayun.
Jasmine, Buhangin, Crystalline Acera,
Yeah, we see their
Krishnalyn
comments
Lasam.
already.
Welcome,
Yep.
welcome.
Mhm. And ito tutor job Signe is a YouTube
Yes.
our YouTube viewer, tama ba? Kasi
Oo,
nakita ko dito,
yes.
he or she's watching from YouTube. Okay, good afternoon sa iyo.
Oo,
Hello. And welcome to our last session. Mhm.
yes.
Before we have our recognition day next week.
Mm-mm.
Tutor job nakakasad because it's already our last formal session in our
Oo nga
ETUlay.
eh.
No, this school
Parang
year.
kailan lang din na nag-start tayo. Anyway,
Pero yeah,
yes.
na parang kailan lang. Ayun. So it's right now it's June na ano ba ngayon? June 14, Tuesday, and it's our week
Yes.
7. Opo. And next week we will have already our recognition sessions or recognition week for the entire tutorial project subjects. Wait. Sige. Nawala ako bigla. Sige, go on. So ano
Yes,
nafe-feel mo ngayon,
yes.
tutor job, na we are already on our last session right now?
Oo
Anong
nga eh.
nararamdaman mo?
Partly masaya kasi ayan, alam mo yun, we have fulfilled
Mhm.
our all of the things that all the competencies that our students need for this school year, but at the same time medyo kakalungkot lang last na pala, you
Kaya
know.
last na nga eh.
Yes.
Kumusta
Mamimiss
yung
ko tong
mga ano
mga
natin,
viewers natin, no.
viewers
Ayan.
natin? How
Oo,
about
sila
them?
Shia, ayan. How
Mhm.
about you? Yes. How about you? How are you feeling right now, or what are you feeling now that it's our last lesson or
Oo
last
nga, last
session for
session na
English
talaga.
9, and next week we will be having our recognition
Mhm.
program. Sige, go ahead. Sige, share nyo
Hintay
naman.
namin yung ano nyo, yung reflection nyo or insight,
Mm-mm.
your opinion about our last session for this
Mm-mm, tama,
Tuesday.
tama. And of course, for our students or learners who have been here since the first quarter, ayan, thank you very much for your continued support. And for
Thank
those
you,
who have
yes.
just joined us, siguro midway during the third quarter, or who have just joined us now sa fourth quarter, still we thank you, and we hope that you are able to um, that we are able to help you with your lessons in your own learnings. And don't worry, even if this is our last session for the fourth quarter, ayan, sa mga nanonood naman na mga learners natin who are in the lower grades, for example, grade 7, 8, or 9, when you encounter your lessons in the future na for grade 9, ayan, our
Mhm.
sessions are all recorded. So you can go
Yep.
and watch our lessons to help you in your learnings.
Yeah. So hindi it's actually not very very sad because they can replay our sessions, especially yung
Yes.
sabi mo tutor job, those incoming incoming grade 9 students they could replay
Oo,
or use our sessions as advanced,
that's
as
right.
advanced
Mm-mm.
reading or advanced advanced learning sessions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sabi po ni
Sabi dito
Ashley
ni Antoinette P.
Ranke,
Hernandez,
ayan.
sad po.
Sige po.
Ano sabi ni Ashley? Hindi ko nakita.
Sorry. Si Ashley sabi niya kasi niya, happy and sad po. Happy po kasi nairaos ang isang
May mixed
school year.
emotions.
Kasama
Grabe.
kayo. Sad.
We feel the
Mamimiss
same
namin
way
kayo.
too.
Oo.
Okay. Mhm.
Yes.
And ayun, so we're here on our week 7 topic, which will is about taking a stand on a critical issue. So that's our
Yes.
topic for right now. So yun, just to remind everyone, although this is not anymore a reminder. So last Sunday we
Mm-mm.
celebrated the Araw ng Kalayaan, or most historians call this as Araw ng Kasarinlan. It's June 12th, Independence
Hmm.
Day. So hopefully your schools or your local barangay offices, every one of us at least paid salute to
Yes.
our Independence Day. The Philippines becoming independent from other countries or colonizers. Ayun po. So yeah, diretso na tayo, tutor Job. Let us
Mm-mm.
give them a they call this a recall about what happened last session. So ito na nga,
That's right.
yung ating parang four picks one word in which they have to identify what is common between these four
Mm-hmm.
pictures. So ito nga, ano nga yung mga sagot nila dito, tutor Job? Kahit
Yeah.
isa
So
lang.
last session they answered sa ingredients. Ayan, 'di ba? Iba-ibang
Mga
generalizations
ingredients.
ang ginawa nila. Yeah.
Meron pa nagsabi ng
Adobo,
chicken adobo para
chicken
specific.
adobo, 'di ba?
So,
Yes.
ganun sila. So, ayun. So, our topic was all about generalization. Of course, for
Mm-mm.
those who were not able to attend our session last week. And yun, usap kami how to make a generalized statement o
Mm-hmm.
how to form a broad statement. Ayun po. So, we use signal words pala in creating
Mm-hmm.
generalization. Pero sabi nga natin, tutor job noon na we hindi natin alam na generalization na pala yun. Kasi hindi natin alam na generalization na pala yun. Pero in fact, it
Mm-mm.
is a generalization because
Yes, that's
gumagamit tayo
right.
ng mga ganitong words. Tama? Yun. Like
Yes.
sometimes, always, never, most, many, all, generally, in general, seldom, frequently, non-typically, at marami pang iba na katulad ng ganyang mga signal words. Okay? So, ano tong two types of generalization? Mabilis lang to, tutor Job, yung yung na-discuss
Yes.
natin.
Yes, we discussed first about valid generalization, which is of course, which means true. Okay, when you
Mm-hmm.
say valid, that means true. So another is that it's supposed to be supported by facts. It should agree with what you know about the topic. You should use logic and reasoning and proven with several examples. Now, the second
Example.
type of generalization is the type of generalization that we should avoid. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
the second
Avoid.
type
Tama ka
is
doon.
the faulty generalization, which is
Generalization.
the false generalization. So these
Mm-hmm.
are not supported by facts, and most of the time, when you see
Most of the time.
these words,
Mm-hmm.
none, all, always, never, everyone, nobody, most of the time, okay, they can they can show a faulty generalization because these words are how do you say it, is it's too
Parang
sensitive
nilalahat,
for us to
no?
use.
Oo.
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng
So if you're not
nilalahat natin.
100%
Yep.
sure, you should not use these words. Yes.
Ayun. So, tama yun. So, most of, dapat dun tayo sa valid na generalization,
Mm-mm.
and
That's
we should
right.
not consider faulty generalization, especially when we're
Mm-mm.
making a stand or, making an argument, or we
Mm-hmm.
are in a situation or in a debate. Ano po? So, some generalizations are valid or true, but some are faulty or invalid. At ito yun nga ang hindi dapat
Mm-mm.
natin ginagawa or ginagamit. And sabi nga natin, most of the time, we are guilty of this. We overgeneralize statements in everyday situations. However, kapag alam na
Mm-mm.
natin na na faulty generalization nito, nilalahat natin ng ganitong mga tao or group of people, yun ay mali na, and it reflects our values and principles.
Yes,
Okay? And that's why
exactly.
we are learning here what generalization is, so that the next time around, we will have valid generalizations na, di ba, Tutor Joe?
Yes,
Okay. So yun,
exactly.
Tutor Joe, I congratulate lang natin yung ating mga engaged cuties of the week. Halos
Yes.
this kasi talaga na naman ang dami nilang mga comments, they're very participative
Yeah.
and they're really engaged with our session. So
Well deserved
sino-sino itong
then,
mga
yes.
yeah.
So congratulations to our engaged duties of the week, John Kyle Brandes from SDO Camarines Sur Ocampo
Yes,
National High School.
congratulations.
And also from the
How
same
about the
school and
next
division,
one?
we have Vina Jane Navarro. Congratulations to
Navarro,
you.
same school. We
Yes.
also have
Antoinette Hernandez, SDO Isabela Pulong Buhangin National High School, and Frances
congratulations.
Catherina Velarde from SDO Isabela San Mariano National High School.
All right. And baka just to remind our learners right now who are watching us, don't worry, this is based on last week's session. So, abangan
Yes.
natin by next week sa overall
Mhm.
recognition natin, itatali natin lahat ng participation nyo. And we will
Tama,
see sino
tama.
ba talaga yung lalabas na most supportive tutees, most supportive teachers, most
Mhm,
supportive
mhm.
schools, and so on and so forth. So, wag kayong magtampo ha. This is just based on last week session. And we also have here Engaged Cuties of the Week. Congratulations and Ashley Ranke from Partida National High School. Uy, may pakiusap kami ha, na dapat sabi ko, if we have an ETUlay tutorial session by next year, next school year,
Mm.
sana naman you could invite also your classmates, your, kabilang section or the other
Yes.
schoolmates or your someone you know from other schools to watch and support our ETUlay sessions. Of course, Aldrich Ranstipones, congratulations for being so participative from last session. And
Yes. We also have
Shia
Shi Uve Sagun from SDO Isabela San Mariano National High School and Chris Emmanuel Cordes. Same school
Cortez,
sila.
ayun.
Congratulations to our engaged students of
Congratulations!
the week.
How about our teachers of the week? We have Miss Jessa O. Santa Ana from Ocampo
Yes.
National High School. Thank you for inviting and encouraging your students to participate in every session. Salamat po, Ma'am Marnelli Mauricio from San Mariano National High School.
Yeah.
Actually, si Ma'am Marnelli kanina, Tutor Jom, nag-ask sa
Mhm.
akin if, ayun, nandito na din si Ma'am May, nag-ask sa akin if she could ask for a certificate for being an
Oh,
engaged cheaters of the week, Ma'am May. Yun pala yung concern kanina, hindi ko na chat. Ma'am Marnelli, we will reply to you. Thank you for
yes.
asking that concern. And
Yes.
yun,
We'd
we
also
also
like to
have Tutor Jom.
congratulate Charis Aiko de la Cruz from SDO Bulacan Partida National High School and Miss Crisa de la Cruz from Alibadabad National High School of SDO Isabela.
Mhm.
Thank you po.
Congratulations. Nasa comment box sila, Tutor Joe. Thank you very much for
Congratulations
supporting
po.
and being with us until the session. And sana,
Mhm.
by recognition week, dapat nandun kayo. Hindi pwedeng
Yes,
wala.
yes.
No, hindi pwedeng wala kayo by next week. Okay. So, ayun, obviously, our engaged schools of the week is Campo National High School because they have a lot of
Yes,
learners or
yes.
tutees from that same school. Ano po? So, also San Mariano National High School from SDO Isabela. Congratulations to your school
Mm-mm.
head, to your admin, to your teaching and non-teaching personnel for the support.
Yes.
Sana alam nila to ha, na their schools are very participative sa ating ETUlay session. And alam ko, Tutor Job, hindi lang to sa English, pati sa
Mm-mm.
ibang subject. Talagang very supportive
Yes.
sila. And thank you very much. So, ayun,
We
Tutor
would
Job.
sorry po Tutor Ellie, correct lang din daw
Sige
po
lang, go
natin.
lang.
Sabi ni Antoinette Hernandez, SDO Bulacan daw po pala siya. Ayan. Yan. So
Abulacan.
recognizing yon, yun. We just
Thank you
recognize
po.
that correction
Salamat.
po. Thank you po for correcting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Ayun, so let's continue. Naubos yung 15 minutes
Yes.
natin sa introduction. Pero mabilis lang tong topic natin,
Yeah?
which is all about taking a stand. Alam naman natin,
Mm-mm.
Tutor Job, di ba? Parang kung makikita ng ating mga learners from session 1 ng quarter 4, parang it's all about basically the same thing. Parang paulit-ulit yung
Mm-mm.
topic natin, which is all about, ang
Yes.
talagang ginagawa nila is they are taking a stand or making an argument or they have to judge a particular situation, di ba?
Yes. And actually, for our last session, this is basically an application of everything that you've learned. Not just actually from the fourth quarter lessons that we have even third quarter lessons, tama, Tutor Ellie, di ba? So
Yes,
this
yes,
is
yes, yes.
finally your application of everything that you've learned from all of those.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so our module references, come from SDO Navotas Quarter 4,
Mm-hmm.
Region 9, Zamboanga Peninsula Quarter 4, Module 8. And of course, we validate these sources, these references, yung mga concepts and data here from other sources in the internet. Talagang we see, we have to make sure that all of our concepts or all of our definitions or information here are valid and came from reliable sources. So yun po,
Yes.
so in case naman that we have some mistakes, we are open to stand to be corrected.
Yes.
Walang problema dyan. Ayun po si Tutor Job, ano yung objectives natin for this session?
All right. So for our objectives for this session, first, we're going to identify techniques in
Ano
argumentation,
kaya yun?
recognize the importance of taking a stand in a particular situation,
Mhm.
and to take a stand on critical issues in the materials presented or read.
Presented or yes. Okay, so our activity 1, ito dire-diretso na tayo dito. Ano?
Mm-mm.
So they have to take a stand in the following situations or questions. And kayo, my dear grade 9 learners or tutees, you have to answer each. Okay? Yung yes or no lang kayo. However, explain nyo naman ng isang sentence lang, isang
Mm-mm.
makabuluhang usap yung reason bakit kayo nag-yes or no. Okay ba yon? Yes or reasons. Okay? So, yun. Ako na, tutor job ang una magtatanong.
Sige.
Should
Go
we
ahead, sir.
report our classmates who let their parents answer their modules? Ito very, ano
Oh,
to eh,
yes or
very
no? Just
practical.
type yes or
Ito,
no.
yes or
And a
no,
short
then
explanation.
why?
Mm-mm.
Nangyayari ba ito
Sige
tutor
nga.
job sa inyo? Nangyayari ba ito sa inyo, my dear online learners? Yung classmate
Mm-hmm.
nyo na ang module ay sinasagutan ng magulang? Pag nakita nyo, if this really happens in your barangay or in your school, should you report that to your teacher?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Should you
Kaya
report
siguro
your classmate?
ibang parent excited sa graduation na, sir. Joke.
Possibly. Mm-mm.
Yeah, just kidding.
Ano
Anyway,
kaya?
ayan,
So,
sige.
there's no
Yes or
right or wrong answer here. Tingnan
mm.
natin kasi based naman ito sa opinion nila or sa personal
Yes,
experience nila.
yes.
So, there's no such, there's no wrong answer here. So, sabi ni Francis
Ah.
Katrina Villarde here, Tutor Job, may sagot na siya
Mhm.
sa ating question number 1.
Yan, sabi ni Francis
Sabi ni
Velarde,
Francis
yes.
Katrina, oh,
Yes daw po, because the
because,
child should be the one to study.
tama naman.
Mm-mm.
Tama naman. Parang kayo, my dear online learners, you are in our ETUlay session and hindi pwedeng magulang
Yes.
nyo ang sumasagot sa mga questions namin. Well, pwede naman. Mas better nga yun na nandyan din yung parents nyo participating in our sessions. But no,
Mhm.
at the very first place, the reason why we have here is for you, my dear online learners. And my dear grade 9,
Mhm.
you should be the one who will answer the questions. You should be the one who will answer the modules and not your parents. And in case
Mm-mm.
that, this thing really happens, we could report it to our teacher, kasi that's the right thing to do. Okay, how about what shall be our internet
Ayan.
question? Should
Tutor
or
Ellie,
should not?
ayan.
May sagot pa si Azel Kabasag. Medyo delay
Alright.
so comments sila ngayon, Tutor Job, no? So ano yung
Oo nga, oo nga. Yan, sabi ni Azel Kabasag, ayan, Tutor Ellie, ako na po ha.
tanggapin natin yung mga
Yes
sagot
daw.
nila
Yan,
sa
sabi ni Azel Kabasag
from
is yes, because
first
students
question
need to be responsible.
para
Yan.
okay. Chris Emmanuel Cordes has also an answer. Si yes, Tutor Ellie, Tutor Job kasi sila po yung nag-aaral. Obviously naman, no? So we don't let kung ano naman yung parents, don't let our learning opportunity from them. Yes? Okay. Sige, Tutor Job, go on.
Ayan. Okay, let's proceed to the second question. Should junior high school students be required, okay, to undergo citizen army training or CAT? Yan. Yes or no? Please indicate number 2, no? Should junior high school students be required to undergo citizen army training or CAT?
Oo, ito medyo
Sige
ano
nga.
to big issue to right now. Kasi parang from our next to
Mhm.
our next the sabi ng the next administration, they will be
Mhm.
implementing CAT, military training for the next school year, for the next school administration. So ano kaya ang gusto
Yes, yeah.
what's your opinion about here?
Yes. What kayo,
Mhm.
Tutor Ellie,
So
have you
we have an answer here. Ako
experienced?
na tutor job oh,
Sige.
yes. Ano tutor job? Sige, sige. Okay. Eto muna, let's accept the answer of our learners muna. Sabi
Mhm,
dito ni
mhm.
Francis, no, because they are too young, then maybe something bad will happen to them. So, ganun yung tingin nila
Hmm.
doon, ganun yung stigma nila or your opinion nila doon. So, sabi din ni Crystalline Acera, no, they are still too young, Tutor Ellie. Parang most of them answered no, Tutor Joe. For this
Hmm.
second question. Okay. May
Okay.
tanong ka kanina, Tutor Job. Ano yun?
Yes. I was asking Tutor Ellie if have you experienced the Citizen Army training?
Before.
Yes.
During our time, Tutor Job, di ba? In high school, we have an
Uh-huh.
option. I guess in my school, we have an option that, those incoming grade 9 and grade 10, grade 9 and grade
Yes.
10, they have an option. It's either they undergo the CAT,
Ah.
yun, may training, or
Mm-mm.
they could be medics. They could be medics, or they could join the band,
Ah, yes, yes,
the
yes.
school band, the xylophone, the lyricist, and so on. Ako
So you
naman,
have
I was
option.
actually exempted. I was actually exempted from joining any options because I had asthma before. So it's critical in my
Oh.
condition to
Yes,
undergo
yes.
CAT, or to be on parade in a band, or to be a medic. So wala talaga exemption.
Oo,
Exempted
it
ako
was due
doon. I
to
had a medical certificate.
health
Medical
issues,
reasons.
yeah, medical reasons,
Yes.
yes. Ako kasi
Ikaw,
tutor
tutor
nag-ano
job,
ko eh,
nag-CAT ka?
naging
Sige.
officer po ako.
Wow.
Yan,
Wow.
kaya ako naman, siyempre my opinion is yes, because personally my
Yes. Oo.
experience there was all positive naman.
Mm. Well,
Yan. So
and
it
very
really yes.
yung disiplina tutor job, no? Ako nakikita
Mm.
ko yun. Yung discipline.
That's
Talagang
right.
maganda. Yes. Kaya sabi ko kanina, sabi niyo parang they're still too young to join the CAT.
Mm. Mm.
Parang ang stigma nila is CAT is really, really bad. Wala naman, hindi naman
Ah,
talaga ganun.
yes. Ako
Yung
kasi
stigma niya.
grade 9 students sila ngayon, no? That's like counterpart sa third year high school natin before, right?
Oo.
O kami, doon din kami nag-start actually, third year high school. Tapos, CAT officer na kami noong naging fourth year high school or grade 10 na kami noon.
Mm. It's actually
Mm.
raining right now here. We'll continue.
Oo. Sa amin nga
Kasi
rin
siguro
mukhang
affected yung
paulan
internet
din eh.
connection ko.
Yes,
Sige,
yes.
third
Anyway.
one, should vloggers be considered as journalists? May sagot na agad tayo dito. Sabi ni
Yes.
Allen here, vlogging doesn't equate to vlogging doesn't equate to journalism. Tama naman, ako I
Mm-hmm.
agree with this.
Okay.
Technically speaking, vloggers are not journalists. Oh, excluding, no, exemption, yes, except if the vloggers are journalists in profession. Tama naman, tutor job,
Yes.
no?
Mm-hmm.
So, mas ano sila iba naman yung linya ng mga vloggers, iba naman yung journal. As long as, if itong mga vloggers na to ay journalists, why not? They are
Yes. Sabi din,
journalists. But they
actually
can
sabi nga po
be
ni
educated.
Frances Catherina Velarde, no, because they did not study it daw.
Oo.
So, well, vlogging kasi in general is such there are a variety of types of vloggers. So,
Mm.
To say that they are journalists might be no, an overstatement or something.
At saka
Mm-mm.
tutor job, talagang pinag-aaralan talaga yung pagiging journalist. Eh. May course yun. Unlike
Yes.
vlogging, hindi naman yung degree. Anyone could
Mm-mm.
be a
Sabi nga
vlogger,
rin po ni
but
Precious,
everyone could not be.
yes, that's right. Sabi ni Precious
Yeah.
Wency Siringan, vloggers are somewhat considered journalists, but they are not necessarily an expert in a specific field like journalists are daw. So which does not make them a reliable source of information. Sabi naman ni Aldrich, some vloggers are streamers or gamers daw, like him. Oh, yeah. So, oh, mukhang yun nga, syempre. For those
Yeah.
types of
So
vloggers who
yun,
have a
si we'll
different
continue.
content
The third
media,
question is,
mm-mm.
yes.
Should
Mm-hmm.
we,
Yes,
um,
yes, yes.
yeah,
Sige, tutor Joe, go
we
on.
just need to follow anything the government would say. What are your opinions? So sabi ni Crystalline Acera, yes daw. If we are safe, or what we said sa what they said daw, or maybe if it is for our safety, sige na yan. So why not? Right? Mm-mm. Very good. Thank you very much, Crystalline Acera. What about the others for this fourth question? Should we just follow everything that the
Tama
government would
naman.
say?
Tama
Sabi
naman.
naman ni Alan
Okay,
Mark de
sige.
Jesus.
Sige, yun na yung
Yeah,
sagot.
if it's what concurred with what the laws dictates. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much. Same answer din kay Ermeline from Crystalline. Sabi din niya, yun, kung makakaputi daw sa atin, why not? And for the fifth question, Tutor Ellie,
Okay, so our next question, should we just be silent in times when we see others are facing injustice, maltreatment, or violence?
mm-hmm,
Magiging tahimik ba tayo pag nakita natin yung mga kasama natin ay, na-involved sa gulo? Di ba marami tayong nakikitang ganito tutor job sa daan?
mm-mm,
Ano bang usual na
yes,
nangyayari? Pag gano'n, pag binakita tayo nagbubugbugan sa daan, tumatakbo tayo or umaalis tayo kasi we don't want to be
yes.
we don't want to
Even
be
in school, di ba, when you witness someone being bullied, di ba, what,
in
should you be silent?
trouble. Pero kayo, like your friend,
Mm-mm. Let's see the answers of our learners.
ano kayo yung sagot ng ating mga
Sabi ni Allen Mark Desus, big no. Yan. Speak out for what is unjust daw. Speak out. Okay, so speak. Anyone else?
ayun. Thank you, Allen. Tama naman. We need
Mm-mm.
to help them. Okay. Sige, proceed na tayo tutor job ba kasi mahaba yung mga sagot nila. Pero let's see. Is it easy to express your opinion? Yun yung tanong natin. Madali lang ba gumawa ng opinion?
Mm-hmm.
From the looks of it, tutor job nakita natin sa mga sagot nila, medyo mabagal kasi hindi ganun kadali, di ba?
Yeah,
It's not
I guess.
easy to formulate opinion. Pinag-iisipan nila yon. Kaya nakikita natin yung bilis ng response nila. Hindi ganun ka quick, hindi ganun ka,
Mm-hmm.
in a snap of your finger, may sagot agad sila. There is delay
Yes.
of response. Pinag-iisipan talaga nila.
Yes.
It's not
Dapat
easy to
naman
express
pag-isipan ng
our
maigi.
own opinion. Pag-isipan talaga yun. And yun,
That's right.
ang tawag natin dito ay dissent. Kapag hindi tayo agree sa mga nangyayari sa atin or sa mga rules or
Mm-hmm.
sa batas or anything, ang tawag dito ay dissent. And when we say dissent, it is a disagreement. Again, dissent, it is a disagreement. And it's never wrong to disagree. Wala namang problema
That's right.
na
That's right.
mag-disagree ka. Wala namang problema doon. But it's also never wrong if we agree. It's okay
Mm-hmm.
to agree. It's okay to disagree. Walang problema
Mm-hmm.
doon. Ang problema dito, tutor job, is that when we make a stand, baka hindi na tayo, baka ang pinaka-problem dito is you are not allowed to say anything. Doon tayo magkakaproblema. You
Mm.
are not allowed to
Yes.
agree or you are not allowed to disagree. Diba, tutor job? Yun yung
Yes, that's
magiging
right.
problem here. Okay? And the right to dissent is the most important right granted by the Constitution. So yun, ito ay nakaangkla, this is anchored on the Bill of Rights of our Constitution. And it
Yes.
says here that no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of
Mm-hmm.
expression, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances. So if in case there are some problems with the government, or let's say in a school level, or in the house, 'di ba, inside our homes, if there are ang mali doon yung hindi ka na pinapasalita because it's
Mm,
basically a violation of a freedom of speech, of expression. Okay?
that's right.
Sana malinaw yun sa ating mga learners sa, di ba, tutor ko. Wala namang
Mm.
problema if you disagree or if you agree. Ang problema doon if you are not allowed to say anything. Tama, di ba, tutor Job?
Yes, yes.
Yun ang hindi okay masyado. And here, ano tong taking a stand na tinatawag, tutor Job?
Yeah. So when we
Anong very
say taking
definition
a
nito?
stand, this is expressing one's opinion. Okay. So according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, sorry, it's time. Ayan sabi dito, it's time for you to take a stand and tell them that things need to change. Ayan. So when we take a stand, we stand up for what we believe is right. Okay. So so let's proceed on how to make a stand. Sige, ayan. So first is of course, so let's talk about the things that we need to understand for you to take a stand. Get the lay of the land. What does this mean? It's crucial for us to understand where your key stakeholders stand on the issue or your listeners. Okay, that tells you where you will need to do some pre-work ahead of time and damage control after the fact. But now it's time to be more systematic in thinking it through. Okay, so you have to understand. Okay, so understand what is the current issue. Okay, so also listen to your listeners so that you can be strategic in your arguments later on. And second, you have to, number two, sorry, medyo lag lang ang aking computer din. Ayan, so link to the
Sige
common
lang.
goal. Okay? So when we are taking a stand, it's most powerful when we can bring others along with you. So that's actually the point of us in giving our arguments or in our persuasive speeches. Okay? So you would like to get other people on your side. So this is also how we create the best chance of making change and not ending up as the ineffective voice in the wilderness. Hindi yung nag-iingay ka lang dyan. Okay? So the end goal for
Tama.
us in taking a stand is for us to also persuade others or encourage others to also to join us in our stand. Okay? And number three, Tutor
Mhm.
Ellie.
Kasi 'di ba, parang ganito lang yung tutor job, 'di ba? Kapag nagkaroon kayo ng like mga friends mo, may iba pa rin
Mm-mm.
kapag you are with them, you stand by them, you stand with them. Iba pa rin 'yon
Yes.
kapag when you're
Mm.
voicing
Tama
kung may
'yan,
mga
tama
kaaway
'yan.
kayo or sana
Oo,
wag naman gano'n. Pero hindi kasi
oo.
may iwasan 'yun na magkakaroon kayo ng problems. And
Mm.
kapag nangyari 'yon, yung situation na 'yon, iba pa rin if you're standing with them. Hindi yung nagkaroon na ng problema, iniwan niyo lang yung kaibigan niyo dun,
That's right. Isa nga
So,
pero
yun. As
medyo
long na yung
common.
pinaglalaban ng kaibigan niyo ay tama.
Yes. Pero siguro meron pang something
Mm.
parang common. For example lang, kayong magkakaibigan ay nag-uusap kung saan kayo kakain. O, 'di ba? Parang ikaw, if you are able to defend, for example, dito na lang tayo kumain kasi ganito, ganyan. Then you are already expressing your
Kaya,
opinion. You're
tama
already
yun.
making a stand. So that is a good exercise then of your communication
Mhm.
skills. Right? So you're
Tama.
not just
Tama naman,
making
Tutor John.
noise,
Kap-
okay? But you are trying to make a point. Mhm.
Make a point. Tama na naman. And the third one is, how to make a stand is syempre, when you want to convince someone or the people or the readers or the viewers, you back your opinion or your argument
Mm-mm.
with data and information, with facts. This will appeal to those detail-oriented people who are only
Mm-mm.
persuaded by analysis and logic. So may mga ganong klase ng
Yes,
tao na
that's
kailangan you
right.
have to present them with valid information. Hindi lang sila mako-convince na dahil galit ka or you are frustrated with the
Yes,
result or you're
yes.
frustrated with the outcome. They don't agree with that, or they don't believe that kind of, that kind of situation. Kailangan we back everything with data, and that's how we
Yes.
make a stance. No, how we take make a stand. The fourth one is we create a compelling narrative. Just because something, my dear online learners, makes sense in your mind, it doesn't mean it will instantly make sense to everyone. Kung sa'yo, I don't expect them to agree with us or to be okay with our
Mm-mm.
argument, or it doesn't mean that it's already making sense to them. Baka umuoo lang sila kasi masyado mo nang inenglishan and so on and so forth. So yun, we have to craft our case so it's easy for
Yes, yes,
others
that's
to get
right.
right away. Okay?
Mm-mm.
Tama nga, may fact ka
That's
nga.
right.
You have facts, you have data and information. However, yung delivery natin ng ating information, dapat yun ay kailangan equally na pagtutuunan din natin ng pansin.
Mm-mm.
Okay?
And
How
if
we
I
convey
may,
our
Tutor
message
Ellie,
is also important. Yes.
yes. So magka-connect din talaga yung number 3 and number 4 natin. So kanina, 'di ba, back it up with
Mm-hmm.
data and of course create a compelling narrative. Because if you bombard your listeners with pure data, eto ganyan, puro eto talagang proven. Ayan. Tapos you are not able to empathize with your listeners, you will end up being a know-it-all. Okay? You're going to look like a know-it-all. What do you mean by that? Because there are people who are, yes, they are compelled with data, but there are also people who doesn't need really to listen to that data. What they want to feel, okay, is for you to be um is for you to also listen to them, or to make them feel that you feel the same way, that you
Mm-hmm.
are also in the situation. That's why you are making a stand,
Mm-hmm.
and it is also for them. So you have to make it compelling. Okay, so magka-partner
Yep,
yan lagi. So
compelling.
it's hindi lang dapat pure emotions, dapat logical din. Pero sometimes then wag din pure logic lang. So you also have to appeal to the emotions of your
Tama. Dapat may
listeners.
appeal din, no? Sabi ko nga, Tutor
Yes.
Job, beside the facts, maliban doon sa mga facts and data, it's important yung how we convey the message.
Yes,
It's not
exactly.
only what we convey, but it's also how we convey our message, or our conviction to them. So that's how we make
That's
a stand,
true.
my dear online learners. So don't forget that. And when we make a stand, we do this argumentation na tinatawag. Ano po? We do this argumentation. Okay? When we say argumentation, alam ko, Tutor Job, napagdaanan na natin to sa mga previous session
Yes.
natin.
Mm-mm.
Perhaps nung third quarter and fourth quarter, nababanggit din natin to.
That's true. That's
Argumentation
true.
is when we convince the viewers or readers about a certain debatable issue. Again, when we do argumentation, or when we argue, we convince the viewers or readers about a certain debatable issue. Ulitin ko yung Tutor Job,
Mm-mm.
mag-argument lang tayo kapag doon sa isang debatable issue. Ano ba itong mga debatable issue na to? Kasi baka nalilito sila. Tanong, is a fact a debatable issue? My dear online learner, Shane, Nicole, Roshane, and the rest, si Axel, hello, Choi, ang fact ba, you know, a factual statement ba is a debatable issue? Tingnan natin. Sige, si Marjun, okay, nakikinig naman sila, Tutor Job, no? Is
Mm-mm.
a fact a
Yes.
debatable issue? Of
For
course.
example, the fact that my name
Hmm?
is Job, is that debatable?
Mhm. Yup. Yeah. Sabi ni
Oh,
Allen
di ba?
here, tama Allen, fact is no longer debatable. So it's
Yes,
not
exactly.
anymore,
Very good.
it should not be contestable. Yung pangalan ni Tutor Job ay as is na yun sa PSA
Oh,
birth certificate niya. Kahit ano
yes.
pang gawin natin, wala tayong magagawa doon ng pangalan ni Tutor Job ay
Yes.
Job or Joven, di ba? So, facts are not
Mm-mm.
debatable issues. So, pag ganito, at the very
Yes.
first place pa lang, huwag na tayong makikipag-debate, we should not we should not engage in debates, or in case if our main topic is if our argument is a fact, tama.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, so
mm-hmm.
yun na, debatable issues lang ang talagang nagiging topic natin for
Mm-mm.
argumentations. And we have some techniques when it comes to argumentation, Tutor Job. Ano ito?
Yes. Okay, so we have a total of four techniques, okay? So medyo fast track na natin so we can have our activity later, okay? So first we
Mm-hmm.
have analogy, okay? So an analogy is a technique that you can use where you assume that two things which are similar are alike. For example, capitalists are like vampires. So for people who are not that well knowledgeable on what capitalists are, okay, saying that they are like vampires. What do vampires do? They suck blood. So they would already have an
They
idea
suck
na,
blood.
so
Yep.
they suck blood, which stands for life. So probably they could also the
Mm-hmm.
people who understand that capitalists suck out life. Okay, so that's one technique
Okay.
that you can use. So think of a certain
It's one technique.
object that you can compare with the that first object.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay? So, our second technique na pwede natin magamit is comparison and contrast. And in here,
Mm-mm.
this teaching presents the similarities or differences of two major concerns. When we do argument, example, beauty versus brawn. Ano ba? Nakalagay dito, beauty ensures permanent and remarkable success. Brawn ensures temporary success. So, ayun, we compare and contrast these two situations when we do
Mm-mm.
argumentation so that we could know which one is advantageous, which one is not, alin kayang hindi okay. So, we have to weigh things using comparison and contrast. So, that's the second technique we could use in providing arguments. How about the third
That's
one?
right. Yeah. So the third one is very simple. So
Mm-hmm.
as simple as giving a
Yep.
definition, okay, that can already be an argumentation. So this, I believe, is the most basic thing then that we can use for argumentation because definitions are, well, we are holding on to facts. Okay, so these
Mm-hmm.
techniques
Ito very common.
is a way for us to give meaning, okay, or several meanings to a concepts that forms the argument. For example, when we are making an argument about feminism, you can simply define feminism by saying feminism is
Mm-hmm.
not about hating men, it is about
Tama.
celebrating the power of women side by side with men. So you can see that technique. So a simple definition can already be your argumentation.
Mm. So yun, very common tong definition na to sa mga
Mm-mm.
arguments, no, Tutor Job?
Yes, that's right.
When we make a stand, we define muna yung mga specific terms,
Mm-mm.
we define, yeah, all those
Yes, importante
terms
yan.
and the situation in the context. How about this one? The fourth one is analysis. Very common din ito eh. It's a technique that takes apart from the whole and scrutinizes it to prove the point. Example here is career choice. When you're given a topic about, career choice, example here is one's personal interest determines her choice of a career because it is her natural response to life in
Mm-mm.
general, a personal interest apart from the skills, resources, etc. So when the context here is when you want to choose or select a specific career choice, laging nauunang factor doon ay personal interest. Okay, yun talaga yung
Mm.
pinakauna when you make a career choice. So yun, we make analysis on the different terms, on the context and the situation of the topic. So yun ang ginagamit. So there are only four techniques in
Okay.
argumentation. So
Yes.
dito sa next activity natin, napakadali lang naman ito. Identify the technique used in each argument. It could be what? Analogy, definition, analysis, or comparison and contrast. So yun ha, Jmar, Aldrich, and the rest, ito, tingnan natin tutor job ng number one. Ano to nandito?
Yeah. And so number one, marijuana are drugs that can kill a person if used illegally and abusively. However, this can also be used for medical purposes as approved by the authority. So what type of what technique is used in this argument? So is it analogy,
Mm-hmm.
definition, analysis, or comparison and contrast? So you can
Yep.
just remember,
Ano kaya ito?
analogy is as simple as thinking of another similar concept to compare something with. Your comparison and contrast is comparing two objects. Okay, definition is simple
Mm-hmm.
definition. Okay, giving a definition of what we are
Alright.
talking about, and of course, analysis, taking one
Mm-hmm.
part. Okay, so what
Okay.
is the type of technique used in
So the
this
very easy
example?
to tutor job kasi given na marijuana is
Mm-mm.
defined here na it's it's a kind of drug. So basically the answer
Mm-mm.
here is none other than it's
Definition.
definition. Okay. So
Yes.
number one, Ashley Allen, it's definition. Kasi the topic
Mm-mm.
here is defined. Okay. How about the second
Yes.
one here? There might be life on Mars because it has an atmosphere. Okay, may tingin nyo may parang pag-compare because it has an atmosphere that contains oxygen just like the Earth. So Mars and Earth are compared here. So the answer is none other than,
Yes.
obviously, it's okay, comparison and contrast.
Yes.
Okay,
Very
napaka
good.
very easy naman dito. So we compare Mars and Earth here. How about the
Mm-mm.
third item?
So sabi niya, this novel uh is supposed to have a similar plot like the other one we have read. So probably it is also very boring. Yeah, so the novel
Mhm.
is not written yet, okay? But since he already thinks that it
Hindi
has
pa
a
nga eh.
similar plot with the
Mm.
others, okay? It's already
Yes.
boring.
Oh, it's already boring.
So
Parang nag-judge na
this,
agad.
yes.
Yes. Ano kayang technique
So
ito?
what do you think? Number 3,
Okay. So
very
tama.
good,
Si
Ashley
Ashley may
Ranke.
sagot na. The
Yes, ang
answer
bilis ah.
is another than analogy. So
Analogy,
those are, di ba,
yes.
tutor, those are the four argumentation techniques that they could use
Mm-mm.
when they want to make a stand. Again, hindi lang pwede
Yes.
puro, ano lang, di ba? Isa lang ang
Mm-mm.
gagawin mo. As much as possible, we could exhaust all techniques. As actually, marami pang ibang techniques. Those are only few techniques in
Yes.
argumentation. And dito,
Very basic
um,
techniques.
isang tanong lang. When you take a stand or you make an argument, shall we base it on facts alone? Okay, what's your answer, dear my online learners? Madali ang sagot lang dito. Kapag when we make a stand ba, shall we base it on facts? Doon lang tayo magbabase sa
Mm-hmm.
facts alone? Ha?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
Isang
see.
sagot
Yes or
lang.
no?
Let's see. Yes or no, yun lang. Sige, I'm trying to refresh my comment box so that I could easily see we could easily see their answers. Ayun. So yun. Okay, sige,
Yes
let's
or
proceed.
no?
Yes, we rely on facts, tutor. Tama naman.
Mm-hmm.
Kailangan, at the very first place, we should rely on facts, on data that is
Yes.
available. However, sabi ni Precious, no. Okay? And sabi ni Allen, no also. However, purely not all the time. Bakit kaya ganito?
Yes.
Bakit hindi lang siya facts? Kasi sometimes, my dear online learners, Tutor Job, ano sabi dito?
Mm-mm. Sometimes facts alone, okay? So take note of that word alone, okay? Facts alone could not justify the whole situation. Because, for example, look at this situation. Mm-mm, ayan. Ayan, medyo naglag lang ata tayo, tutor. Anyway, ayan. So, let's look at this
Okay. Shall a
situation.
man, yung isang lalaki,
Ayan.
stealing is wrong and it is against the law. Tama naman, kailangan. However, given this, a real life example, Narding Floro, an 80-year-old man from Asingan, I'm not sure with the pronunciation, Pangasinan,
Mm-hmm.
was arrested on January 30, 2022 for allegedly stealing 10 kilograms of mangoes. Tama, based on facts, mali talaga si Lolo dito, si Mr. Narding Floro. 80-year-old na siya ha,
Mm-mm.
kinulong siya. However, tingnan nyo, yung context ng sitwasyon. Pinapitas ko yung isang puno ng mangga, wala pang 10 kilo. Ang alam ko, sakop namin, noong binakuran nila, sinakop naman nila, pero tanim ko naman yon. So see, so kung
Yes.
magbe-base tayo ng facts, okay yon, pero we should not base on facts alone, 'di ba? Kawawa naman
Yes,
to si
yes.
Lolo na 80 years old na tapos pinakulong pa, 'di ba?
Yes, and Tutor
Tama.
Ellie, if
So
I may,
anong what sure.
yes po. Ayan. So I
Sige,
would also,
Tutor Joe.
just to add to the situation that we have, si Lolo na
Mhm.
naikulong. This is also a true
Mhm.
story from a friend of mine who is an attorney in the public attorney's
Mm,
office, where he
I
handled a
see.
case about a certain man na ganun din po, same case, nagnakaw. Tama naman, 'di ba? When we base it on facts alone, nagnakaw siya, so dapat siyang makulong.
Yes.
But that
Tama.
person, na yung kinakwento ko po, nakulong siya for, if I'm not mistaken, at least 15 years. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. For
Mhm.
15 years. na siyang nakakulong. And
Grabe
nung
naman.
finally nahawakan yung kaso niya and they presented in court, pagbasa pa lang nung judge nung case, dinismiss na agad yung case niya and pinakawalan agad siya. Bakit? Kasi nakita nila
Oo.
na minor lang naman yung nangyari. Okay? Or yung ninakaw niya is a small amount na pwede namang daan um sa usapan na lang between the sa defendant tsaka yung sa
It's
ano
really
natin.
hard.
Yes, so on right
Grabe.
then and there,
Mm-mm.
the
So,
judge immediately said na pakawalan na yan
mm-mm.
kasi bakit umabot pa ng ganito
Yeah.
kahaba? See?
Kaya
Yes,
nga.
exactly. Sabi ni Dr. May sa backstage, 15 years wasted exactly for a minor theft. I'm not saying that
Tama.
stealing is right, right? But for us,
Mm.
when we look at
I-tolerate
these
natin yung stealing.
cases,
Hindi yun ang
yes.
ibig sabihin natin, tutor job, that we
Mm-mm.
tolerate stealing. Ang ano lang
Yes,
dito
no,
is we
definitely
have to
not.
know the context. Oo.
Yes,
Hindi,
exactly.
yes. We based on
So
facts,
these
may maling
are,
ginawa si Lolo.
yes,
Perhaps, di ba, tutor
oo,
job, he is
mm-mm,
also a victim of
yes,
the situation. And sometimes, ito
mm-mm,
nga yung conclusion natin dito, being right, about being right, everyone loves being right. We love to scrutinize other
mm-mm,
people's opinion, and it becomes a pastime or a habit for them. What used to be social media has become a virtual court. Mag-post ka lang ng something about your opinion, tad-tad na yan ang mga comments sa comment box.
yes,
And there's always a jury ready to find if we are guilty as charged. So, ganun yung nangyayari dito. However, no, being always right is overrated. Especially
hmm,
when the price we pay, katulad nung kay Lolo Narding, we pay for it is being unkind, impatient naman, insensitive na yung nagiging decision mo for being right.
yes,
That we forget to be human already. So yun
mm-mm,
So just to sum up, ito yung additional activity natin sa kanila tutor.
yes, okay. So allow me to
Ano
read
yung
it. Sabi
assignment natin?
dito, in the real life story of Tatay Narding, we hope you remember that not all guilty deserves to be in jail, and not all in jail are bad people. Sometimes the bad ones are free. And
Free.
yes.
So that's the harsh reality.
Mm-mm.
Po? And yun, it's fine to make a point based on facts, but if making a point goes with insensitivity, violence, discrimination, and abuse, there's no point of being right. At the
Yes.
end of the day, it's better to be a human than to be right, than to be right. So that's our assignment to you, our dear online learners, our grade 9 learners. Yun yung assignment namin that we could leave to you, no? That's not we are not forced to do a performance, that but this reminder na it's better to be a human than to be always right. So yun, that actually ends our tutorial session for the school year 20
Yeah.
2020 2021 to 2022. Po?
Mm-mm.
So hopefully, Tutor Job, they learned a lot from our sessions in the past quarters
Yes.
and sessions, and we look forward for them to attend the recognition session by next Tuesday.
Yes.
Tutor
Next
Job,
week.
any message, Tutor Job?
Yeah. So that ang dami pa
Next
sana
week.
pero
May
we already have
may
limited time.
message.
Pero all I can
Sige.
say, dear learners, dear teachers, schools and divisions who have supported us all along the way, thank you very much for always being with us. And we
Thank you
hope,
very much.
okay, that you
Yes.
would do well in your studies. Okay, not just for this school year, but in the future. So what I would like to leave you before we end is what I always say with our activities, it's okay for us to make mistakes, okay? But you have to learn from them. So
Yep.
yun lang yung gusto kong iwan sa kanila. Tutor, baliin
And
po.
it's fine because we are humans. Salamat. Thank you very
Mm-mm.
much. And once again, this is English 9 ETUlay tutorial session. And I am Tutor Ellie from SDO Camarines Sur.
And I am your tutor, Joe, from SDO Nueva Vizcaya. Thank you very much. See you next week for our
Yeah. Thank you
recognition
very much.
program.
Yes, thank you and stay safe.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!